I recently searched the meaning of the name Anita. I found that the name has its origins in Hebrew and means grace. The word grace reminds me of the undeserved gift of salvation. This word describes my mother in quite the same way. My mother Anita is one of the greatest gifts I've ever been blessed with. I've never been deserving of the amount of love she gives my son and I. My mother gives of herself limitlessly without hesitation. My earliest memories of my mom are of her caring for geriatric patients as a certified nursing assistant. I would go with her to visit the residents of the nursing home where she worked. The residents had a love for my mother that was apparent as soon as she stepped into their room. Their faces would light up with joy. She does this to people. Her presence brings a certain level of comfort to the atmosphere. My mom is also a hard worker. She has held 2 jobs or more since I was a child. She would work Monday through Friday and then help my grandfather in his restaurant on Saturdays. She would also care for 1 to 2 geriatric residents on her own time when needed on the weekends. She always did whatever it took to ensure my brother and I had everything we needed and much more. Although my father and mother were still married at the time, my mother often played the role of both. She made sure we had food to eat, nice clothes to wear, and a roof over our head. In addition to working 2 jobs, my mom always spent what little free time she had with my brother and I. We both played sports year-round. She juggled 2 children's practices, games, and sports camps. I never remember her missing a game. She was and still is my biggest fan and loudest cheerleader. I would have been embarrassed had I known each time she stood up for me to a coach, teacher, or referee. Years later, I can appreciate why she did these things. My mother is strong. She went through more troubles than most could bear. She did it all with grace. I only remember seeing my mother cry when my great-grandparents passed, and one other time for reasons I may never know. She was strong for my brother and I. Although everything around her was crumbling at the time, she held on to what she loved the most and pushed through. She would say we're the reason she made it through. I know this is not true. She could conquer anything she puts her mind to. She is now a grandmother. I never knew she could love someone more than she loved me until the first time I saw the look on her face when she laid eyes on my son. My husband joined the Army before our son was born. He wasn't able to be there for his birth because of basic training. My mother was there for me every step of the way. She would come home from a long day at work and help me with bath time, feeding, changing diapers, and all of the other things that go along with having a newborn baby. I attribute all of my positive qualities to her. I would never be the person I am today without her guidance. At 29 years old, I still call her when someone is mean to me or when I'm just having a bad day. She is also the first person that I call when I have good news or accomplish something big or small. She means everything to me. I came across a saying this week that read, "Life doesn't come with a manual, it comes with a mother." No words were ever truer. It was not only by chance I was blessed with such a beautiful, loving, strong mother. It was by grace.